Welcome to Gakem. Today we're exploring the fascinating Bisa Aberwa Museum in Takoradi, a hidden gem filled with history and culture. You won't want to miss this. Let's dive in. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share if it's your first time visiting this channel. This channel we explore captivating documentaries, engaging interviews, tours and immersive travel experiences from around the world. Whether you're passionate about discovering new cultures, hearing inspiring stories, or diving deep into unique topics, our channel offers a perfect blend of informative and entertaining content. Join us on a journey of exploration, learning, and discovery.
Welcome to Bisa Aberwa Museum. My name is Abigail, and I'll be the one to take you around today. Bisa Aberwa Museum is full of sculptures and artifacts. We don't have anything real over here for you to come and see. We have sculptures and artifacts making up this museum, and each sculpture and artifact symbolize something. So the three sculptures we have over here symbolize the struggles our forefathers went through during the transatlantic slave trade. When the Europeans came to meet us, they realized that the people of Africa were very strong. So capturing them and sending them away was very difficult for them. So they put them into shackles and chains before they were able to transport Africans. So that is the struggles our ancestors went through. So these ones we have over here talks about the two demonic trade Africans went through. That is the trans-Sahara slave trade and the transatlantic slave trade. The trans-Sahara slave trade was brought by the Arabs. When the Arabs came here, they brought their form of religion being the Islamic. Later on, the Europeans also came here with their form of slavery called the transatlantic slave trade. They also brought their form of religion, that is Christianity. So before the Arabs and the Europeans came here, Africans were neither Muslims nor Christians. The ones we see over here is the Middle Passage, how Africans were being transported from Africa to wherever they decided to send them to. During that time, there wasn't anything like car or airplane. So they were using canoes to transport Africans and sisters from Africa. Whilst they Africa before the Arabs and the Europeans came to meet us. There are so many information circulating online about we, the people of Africa. The Europeans are saying that when they came here, we were weak, naked, we were uncivilized, and were sleeping on trees. If we were weak, as they are talking about, apart from these shackles and chains, because if we are weak, as they are saying, taking out away should be easy for them. So we're from the shackles and chains. And something that is not important to humans' life. Why should human be coming to that thing every day and every time? If Africans are not important and if Africa continent is not important as they are saying, why are they coming here? Bisa means axe and Aberwa means old woman. So Bisa Aberwa, axe the old woman. In the olden days, before television, phones, laptops became common in our continent, our grandmothers used to play a very important role in our lives. Especially in the evening, they gather all of us and tell us stories. Not just an ordinary stories, but stories that can improve your life. Whilst they are telling you stories, they'll be teaching you about your culture, your tradition. So before you grow as a child, you know everything about yourself. But today, because of Western culture, because of Western education, Western religion, so many things has changed about us. To the point that today, most of our grandmothers are being tagged as witch. But in the olden days, it wasn't like that. Our grandmothers and mothers used to carry more information than our fathers because they used to stay in the house more than our fathers. Our fathers wake up in the morning and go to the farm. So if a father will know something about the house, it will be the mother or the grandmother who will be telling them what is going on in the house. Today, as we are here, We are here to listen to Africa history, our culture, everything concerning Africa. So it's the same as we coming to our grandmother to listen to our history. And that brought the name of the museum, Bisa Aberwa. This is the way we used to build our houses. Before this form of architecture came in, our forefathers and mothers were using clay in building their houses, because it is even believed in the Bible that human beings were created out of clay. So with our forefathers and mothers' intelligence, if we are created out of clay and we want somewhere to sleep, it will be very important to use the same thing that were used to create us, to build a house for us to sleep. Because if we sleep in the same thing that were used to create us, there is not going to be any negative reaction. But today we are using paintings. So cancer, liver, kidney, a whole lot of problems. But we are calling our forefathers and mothers primitive. We are saying we are civilized. But it's rather unfortunate. We are rather the uncivilized beings. We'll go inside the room to see how our room used to be. This is a typical African way of building their houses. Okay, so this is how our room used to be. When you come inside, there is no fan, there is no air conditioning over here, but you can feel the coldness. We were using everything natural. Our mothers and fathers will be sleeping on this bed, whilst we, the children, will be sleeping on this one on the floor. So before your parents will go to bed, they are going with you, and they will lock the gates. So you don't even have any chance to go out to do anything. So that teenage pregnancy, although some was there, but it wasn't many as compared today. We were not having fridge, so we were using this in keeping our water. It's called cooler. During that time too, we were not having pipe, so we were fetching our waters from the stream. We fetch water from the stream, we keep the water over here. Drinking water from this cooler is like drinking water from heaven, because it is nice. This cooler is also made out of clay. And in the olden days, we were not having this form of light, so we were using this one. And we were not using kerosene because we believe that kerosene can easily kill somebody who is having asthma or lungs problem. So our forefathers and mothers taught us why to use either palm oil or shea butter in replacing of the kerosene. And we're not having matches at that time too, so we're using stones in owning our fires. And this is what our fathers put on in case there is something unfortunate happen to them or happen in the community. So it's not something we put it on every day. It's only when somebody is dead or something terrible has happened to them. This thing is called gourd. We get this thing from trees. This is the same thing we use for calabash. In the olden days, they were using this as a cup, as a bowl they eat in, and as something they used to fetch water from the stream. So this is where they received their visitors. We Africans, because we were spiritual people, we believe that there are some people who carry negative energy. So when somebody is coming to visit you and he or she carries negative energy, the person can impact your house with that negativity. So they have this leaf over here to protect themselves from being attacked by any negative forces. Before the coming of the Europeans and Arabs, Africans were neither Christian nor Muslims, as I said down over there. This is how our kitchen used to be in the olden days. This is a typical indigenous African kitchen. The gourd I spoke about inside the room is what we have over here. This is the calabash I was talking about. It also serves as a bowl. They eat from it. And this is the bigger size. Inside this one too, they can pour in their palm wine. We were making our cups from coconut and bamboo. And this is one of our cups made out of coconut. And this is what we were using to grind our things. We were not having blender, so we're using these ones in grinding our things. And this is where we cook from. That is our gas, and this is our cylinder, and this is our gas, and this is our silver we were using in cooking. Because they were into farming, most of them were into farming, They needed a place to dry some of their maize. They can dry it outside, but they are into farming. When they are going to the farm, they go with all their family members. So in case they dry the maize outside and it's raining, meaning that the maize is going to get spoiled. So they decided to create something like this to keep their maize over here, so that whether they are there or not, there is no way something or rain is going to destroy. This is Santua, the queen mother of Ejiso. It got to a point the Europeans wanted to take something that is very important to the people of Asantes. They believe that that thing will unify all the Asantes, and that thing is the golden stew. So the Europeans wanted to take away the golden stew from the Asantes. And they also believe that when somebody gets hold of the golden stew, meaning that Asante is going to collapse. So when it got to that point, this woman in her wisdom decided to hide the real golden stew and made a duplicate. So when the Europeans fought with them, conquered them, and took the golden stew away, with them, they thought it was the real golden stew, not knowing with the real one, this woman has decided to hide it. So because of her, we still have Asantes. Maybe if the Europeans got hold of the real golden stew, today we wouldn't have gotten the Asantes, or if they are even there, they wouldn't have been so big as we are seeing them today. So if we have the Asantes today, we give the glory to the woman who was able to keep the real golden stew from the Europeans. This man is called Asebu Amenfi, the founder of a town in central region called Asebu. He was a giant and a warrior. According to history, he is bigger and taller than what we see over here today. He came with two of his siblings, a girl and a boy. When they got here, he was into farming, so he needed a fertile land for his farming activity. The brother too was into fishing, so his brother also decided to get close to the sea because of his fishing activity. The brother also founded a town in central region called Mori. The brother is called Ofeni Kweja. Ofarini is a fisherman infantile dialect. So that is the brother, and this is Asebu. As I was saying, he was a warrior. And history also says that the people of Africa, we started our life from Egypt before migration started. So he coming from Egypt is not a news. And with his stature, it should tell you how powerful the people of Africans were before we got to this stage we are today. So we go this way. These people are the Sandema warriors. You can find them in Upper East. They were very powerful people physically and spiritually. According to history, you can never kill them, but they can easily kill you. And when they are going for war, because they don't want people to identify them, sometimes they cut off their head, put their head in the house and go with their half body. When they come back to the house, they put on their head. Because of how powerful they are physically, spiritually, during the transatlantic slave trade, no European was able to capture a person from the Sandema tribe. The clothes they have on them is full of mystical power, so it will be very difficult for one to kill them. But for them, with the arrow they have at their back, they can easily kill you, but you can never kill them. So every December, their descendants do a festival to thank their ancestors for whatever they did for them. They were able to protect them from being taken into slavery. So if a Sandema person should go into slavery, it will be their own people who will give that person to the Europeans. But for the Europeans to come into their territory to capture a person from them, no, you can never do that. They're not just physical human beings. They were powerful physically and spiritually. Where we are going to is the exhibition hall. Over there, you can't have a picture. You can't do videos. You just listen to the information.